Hello. Welcome back to the EntertainGents Show. Today we're doing something a little different. We're doing a live special. We have a guest on today. Today I am with my co-host Ben, otherwise known as Plasma Lol, our friend, streamer, and manager of social media. Today we are going to be talking to Colonel Kohler, a streamer, a Minecraft streamer, 3,000 followers, awesome guy, family man, full-time job, all the gist. It's going to be a awesome conversation, and so we're super excited to get into it. And so thanks for sticking along, and get ready to see the EntertainGents Show. Alrighty.
How you doing, Colonel?
How you doing? Yeah.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing all right. How are you doing, man? How is the streaming life been for you this week?
Stream's been crazy this week. I've been having tons of technical difficulties.
Really?
Actually, but
Yeah,
I've been having a great week
Twitter.
other than that.
Okay. What kind of technical difficulties? Just computer troubles, internet? What's the typical?
Both. Wednesday I ended stream early because I was dropping about 80% of my frames, even after going and restarting the router and everything like that. And then Thursday was problems with all of my I had my hard drive and my computer die, so like things like my Go XLR's configuration files were gone, and I had to set that up again from scratch, and just everything was wrong.
Man, that is tough. I know, like for us, we've had a few different things go wrong, and it's so stressful. Like I do not know how you guys do it, especially like having like a bigger audience. I know there's like about like right now I feel like probably like 5 to 10 people that will like come in and check on the stream, and like it doesn't feel as big of a deal. Like it's usually people that we know, but like for you having like 3,000 different followers, like I imagine it feels a lot more heavy.
I mean, if I'm having technical issues, I'm working on it, right? Like people will see on stream that I'm either working on something, or if it's completely dead, I'll put something in the chat. But like if it's down for like 20 minutes, you get new people coming in and being like, hey, where's the stream? And then it starts getting stressful for sure.
Yeah.
But it's usually when I just call it quits for the night once it starts getting too stressful.
Yeah, that's definitely it's definitely like a whole different level of stress for sure. I think Ben wants to get to some questions, but I wanted to stick to one little thing, because this is like a little different from our typical podcast, but something I know that I kind of wanted to keep, because we're a lover of movies and games and all sorts of nerd galore. I wanted to ask you, what have you been watching and or playing as of late? What's something that's been really grabbing your attention?
So I just rewatched the whole Harry Potter series with my wife.
Really?
It took us about probably 2 weeks. We'd sit down for like an hour every day after we put our daughter to bed, and before I would go downstairs to stream, we would watch like an hour of Harry Potter in blocks, and it took like 2 weeks. And that's the entire time I have to consume content, is about an hour a day.
That's crazy. Was that, so you said that you were rewatching those? Was that her first time watching them, or was that her?
No, she's seen them
well?
before. She claims we watched them in 2020 when the pandemic started. I don't remember that. But yeah, so we've seen them multiple times. That's just what I needed to see again to fulfill my nerdness.
Was that something you kind of grew up on?
Oh yeah, I grew up reading the books as they came out.
Wow.
Probably like I think the third or the fourth one would have been the first one I would have been on time to reading, but like I was like 7 years old reading the books and waiting for the new one to come out.
That's awesome. That's just like a great period of time to have like content like that kind of coming out. It's the stuff that you're gonna grow up with and like really have just that special place in your heart for it.
For sure. They actually have the illustrated versions of the books coming out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've
And
seen those.
they're coming out like one every 2 years or something like that, just like with the originals. And I've bought all of 4 that have come out, and I'm reading those to my daughter now.
That's awesome.
She's too young to understand, so
I love that. Like I love being able to think about like one day like me having kids and then being able to show them the stuff that I grew up on. Like it's just something crazy to think about, I feel like.
I mean, she's probably just gonna hate everything I try getting her to like because, well, Dad likes it. He's a nerd, so.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's cool. I love being able to talk about the different stuff that is really near and dear to people's hearts, especially with I think nerds all coming together. It's just we all share the love, even if it's like not something like a specific series or whatever. Like we still feel that similar feeling towards different series, and so it's really cool to see that that's specifically yours. What about you, Ben? What have you been watching and or playing?
I don't know, man. I started my new job this week, so just trying to adjust to that. I did get back into Minecraft though. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft, medieval Minecraft. It's like a Skyrim mod pack. I've never played Skyrim though, so it kind of makes me want to try that. But other than that, like I'm kind of into sports, so I've been watching a lot of football too. I know you guys aren't as big into sports as me, but that's basically it, man. I'm just trying to adjust from that work schedule, and I know you got a new job, Colonel, that you got to start, so that's interesting.
I started a new job on Monday.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
That's gonna be cool. How are you gonna? Do you have like any different hours or the same hours? Are the streams gonna change at all or anything like that?
I don't think streams are going to be affected. Luckily, I mean, the whole job is right here.
Oh,
so
that works.
This is the job.
That's
so
dope.
I face this way during work hours, and I face this way after hours.
Yeah, that's dope.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
I think streams will be unaffected for the majority of the time.
Got to get that moss down,
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, we got a lot of things we wanted to talk about today, from Minecraft to streaming. So yeah, it's a loaded show for sure. But I guess to start, I guess when you first started streaming, did you ever think you would get like to 3,000 followers or over that?
I mean, I hoped. I didn't know. I knew that, like, they say if you put in the time, if you grind and stuff like that, you can grow, right? I didn't know like if that was truthful or not. I didn't know if I had what it took. I didn't know if my wife would tell me, hey, no more streaming, but I had to try.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to where we've gotten so far.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Was there like any periods where things kind of felt like they might not be able to like continue on? Was there anything that like you pushed yourself through and you feel like good now being where you're at going through that time? Yeah,
back in like February, or at the end of February, I was doing like the best I had ever done, and the numbers wise. And then March, I switched it up to do a hardcore server with some friends to complete a challenge, and that was about 2 weeks of a different content for the stream, and numbers took like I was down to like half the viewers or stuff for a few streams, and that was really hard for me. And then I came back, by end of April, I was kind of averaging the same again, but that felt like a bad mistake at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed watching those. I mostly watch the content for you, because there's like past like 2 months, man, I haven't been into Minecraft at all, so I'm mostly as like your homie watching it. But I mean, I love that HCMC series you did with all these other content creators. That was super cool.
Yeah, it was March to HCMC, so we had the month of March to complete the HCMC 100 challenge of getting all advancements in the game for everyone who was on the server. You had 30 days until the server closed.
Wow.
And
yeah, that was super cool. So speaking of when you said since the March thing, you felt like you kind of slowed down. Were you more dedicated to keep going because of that? Like even now, are you dedicated to keep growing and like not slowing down, or since you like persevered through slowing down? How dedicated are you now?
For sure, I have no plans of stopping. If the job requires different hours, the schedule will change. The content won't.
I love that. Yeah.
It's not stopping.
Is there like any hopes that you might be able to do this as like a full-time gig? Or are you kind of trying to be like what's your thoughts on that?
I would love that if it happened, but right now it's not feasible in the slightest. So I just got to keep grinding. That's my whole thing. And that's why I do 6 days a week, right? Because you got to be live to grow on Twitch, and I don't have any other socials or any other platforms that I'm really on.
Yeah. So speaking of 6 days a week, how do you find the motivation to play Minecraft for 6 days a week and hardcore? Like, how do you find the motivation to stay alive and like get to your computer and grind out 6 days a week?
Before I started streaming Minecraft, I used to stream Minecraft long time ago, like 2013 to 2016 or whatever. And then I stopped. But before I started last year again and really brought back my channel and brought it up to what it is now, streaming hardcore Minecraft, I hadn't played any games for like 3 years because I was in college and working full time, and I just didn't have time, and I didn't feel like I was getting time to play. So I talked to my wife, and we decided that like I'm gonna stream, and these are gonna be my hours for it, and this is when I can play video games. So streaming is just what I would be doing if I wasn't streaming. I get to play what I want, and it just settled in that I found an audience with hardcore Minecraft, and I love hardcore Minecraft because been playing Minecraft since at least 2013 or so. It's been a good time.
So I guess along those terms, I was kind of wondering, like, this is your time for video games, and there's no other time that you're really playing anything else or anything that you're like keeping up to date on as far as video games go?
I get up real early in the morning, go to work. When I get home, I get to spend a few hours with my daughter before we put her to bed. Well, now I don't need to leave. But, after work, I spend the time with my daughter. Then I spend an hour with my wife. And then I get to play video games, which is streaming.
That's cool. So is there ever like a time where you're getting ready for a stream? It's like 9:20 and you're getting ready to sit down. Is there ever a time where you're just like, man, I just don't want to, I don't know if I can do this tonight or something? Is there ever moments like that before you go live?
It's very few and far between. But the other day, having 2 streams in a row that I ended in less than an hour because of technical difficulties, both the second day and then the day after, those were like, oh my God, if something goes wrong, I'm just, it wasn't good.
Yeah,
but
I feel you.
Normally, no, I have my projects that I want to get done, and like, I want to see them get done before I lose the world, because it is hardcore.
Yeah.
So I just, I need to play.
How does that go? Like with the entire time that you've been streaming, like, are you very planned out as far as like what you're wanting out of your playthroughs, what you're wanting to build? Like, I've not been watching you as long, but I know like the last week I've been looking through a lot of your content and just kind of like, scrolling through some of the different videos you have up on your Twitch, and like the stuff that you have built is like freaking crazy, especially for a hardcore world. Like, I've built some cool stuff in like a survival world that I had going for like a couple months, but I'm like, this guy has so much stuff out there. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, so I have like my rough ideas of what I want, like written in a Word doc. Some of them have like specific details. Like if I say, oh, I know I want this thing to be 23 blocks tall or whatever, right? But generally, I only have like hey, I know step 1, I want to flatten this island. And then we spent 2 months flattening the island. And then, just move on. Step 2, all right, we got to build terrain. And then I figure it out as I go on stream, other than the topic that's going to, or the project title that's going to lead us on for a few weeks is decided before stream. And then I just work on that. Usually getting chat's input because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, so like you just said, you plan all your stuff out. Do you think like what you plan out and what you build, do you think that has an impact on how much you grow on Twitch? Like, do you think your world is one of the reasons that you grow on and continue to grow on Twitch?
I for sure think that like it is. I like to think that a lot of my community is there for me, and if I lose the world and everything, if they're gonna stay, which a lot of them I know they will. But I know of the allure of this is an old hardcore world. This has a lot of stuff in it. People want to see it grow, and a lot of people want to see it gone. But
So as much of like I do not absolutely want to jinx you, does that fear come across you that like you are going to die? Like how close have you come to it? Like
I've popped 5 totems in this world.
yeah.
There's a page on my website to see all the clips of them. But those are, I had one where I had my totem popped and was at like half a heart. It's and I only got out because of just reflexes at that point.
Mad skills,
My brain hadn't comprehended the actions I needed to do to get out of that situation. And by the time my brain caught up, you can see my face like, what happened? I was very, very not.
Do you have do you kind of have a contingency as far as like if something does end up happening, like what your plan is as far? Are you just going to start from scratch? Like what you're going to try to change it up a little bit? Like what's your thoughts on if something unfortunately did happen or something like that?
Yeah, so this is my second world. It's coming up on a year old, but I did have my first hardcore world. I lost that. Luckily that one, I lost it on my way back to base to end stream for the night. So I got to just sadly or angrily, I was pretty angry that night, end stream and then decide what we were doing for the next one. But I do know I'm going to go. I don't have like any plans for like what I would do in the next world, build wise or project wise or anything like that. I think I'd probably just figure out the land. But I definitely would. I'd probably give like a world tour. If I had a lot of time left of stream, I would give a world tour and then move on and start the next world. Or, just end stream and start the next one with a world tour and start the next world, etc. But I would definitely have a direction for the next world I want to go. I want to do a diamondless run. Oh, wow. I don't want to use any diamonds. So, and I'm talking only the item diamond. So I can, and like armor and stuff like that. So I would go to a villager and I can purchase diamond armor and whatnot, but I can't put it on until it's netherite. What I plan on doing.
That's interesting.
We don't like diamonds. We throw all my diamonds into lava.
What is it? Every 25 followers, you burn a diamond?
Yeah. Hundreds at this point.
Yeah. That's probably, I can only imagine the tears that are shed playing a hardcore Minecraft world and just burning the diamond. Like, there's like so much joy you get from just picking up a diamond in Minecraft.
Yeah, we mine diamonds solely to burn them. I mean, the goal is to get enough followers that I run out of diamonds, and then I have to go diamond mining every time someone follows. Because people would love to see me sidetrack like that.
Yeah, for sure. So I know you said earlier, you brought up that one clip about where you got half heart. I think that's when you were mining out the storage room, right? I think you posted on TikTok. So I wanted to ask you, I know you were posting every day on TikTok. I don't know if you still are, but you post a lot. You got a lot on there. So have you seen like a lot of growth from TikTok, or is there a way you can like track that?
I've seen growth on TikTok, and I'm not doing it daily anymore. I did it daily for I think 3 weeks. It required so much time, and my previous employer required me to come back in the office 3 days a week, and I lost all of my brainstorming time for stream, by having to be in the office, and that basically put a stop to me being able to do things where I spend 20 minutes editing a TikTok and make it look nice and upload it. That's the number one way to get me to leave your job, make me come back, and I leave. But I didn't really see much growth on Twitch directly from it that I could correlate at all. Like, I had a couple videos get over 15,000 views on TikTok, and at least one get over 25,000, and I didn't see like any offline follows or any large numbers, more than normal of offline follows or stuff like that. I get growth on the platform. Like, obviously it kept me in TikTok's algorithm's good graces, and I got some videos to 25,000, and I have a few hundred followers over there. But once you stop, you're out of their algorithm until you get back in the cycle. Yeah. Which may be coming, I don't know.
Has there been any like consideration in like trying to branch out to YouTube or anything? I know right now you probably don't have the most time. I don't know if with your job change if that'll be something that might open up. Has that ever been anything you've given any consideration to?
So I don't have a lot of aspirations to do YouTube. Mm-hmm. I do have my VODs going up to YouTube. I used to just download the VODs for myself, so I have like 3 terabytes of VODs that I'm uploading, and I'm just exporting now straight from Twitch. So every day an archived VOD and the previous day's VOD go live on Twitch or on YouTube.
Okay.
So, but those are just there because, as I said, I have 3 terabytes of footage, and I'm a data hoarder, and I can't bear to stand to see anything gone.
Yeah.
To not like, I want the whole process of my hardcore world. If someone crazy enough comes in and sees like, hey, this looks cool, I want to start at the beginning, I want someone to be able to.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't see anything happening on YouTube other than just making public everything that I archive because I'm a hoarder.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. That's something kind of, I feel like what me and Brendan are kind of doing with this YouTube channel is like, we're very like, even with some of the earlier on stuff, if we're going to be maybe not as good with our editing process or with just some of the conversation topics or whatever it might be, still having to see like, just, I feel like even from like yours is very much more visual to like what I'm trying to kind of get across here is like seeing an actual thing be built up from the ground up and seeing how much progress is made. I just think that's really cool, and I think it's really cool that you're still documenting that stuff and still like posting it somewhere so that way people can see that, because I mean, like, you never know what could happen 5-10 years from now. You very well could be doing this as a full-time gig, and you might then have the time to make YouTube videos or do whatever you want with Minecraft and stuff, and it'd be cool for people to go back and look at your videos from 10 years ago and see the stuff that you were doing. I think it's cool. I've always been like crazy about that stuff.
Yeah, that's one of the main driving features of wanting to keep everything, is because let's say I do a branch into YouTube eventually because I'm full-time or whatever, and it would be a really easy YouTube thing to do, to just go back, download the VODs, and edit like highlight reels of all of those, and be like, hey, this is I'm going on vacation, guys. Here's a what's the word, nostalgia trip for you,
That'd be cool, yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah. If you took like a bunch of highlights from different things. I think there's a lot of YouTubers or a lot of even Twitch streamers like, I know, like, I don't know how aware you are with like the different YouTubers, but like Swagger Souls, I think is the one that will just pretty much take clips of his streams and then make a whole YouTube video out of it, and it posts up, because like then it's like he has a whole nother side of viewers that aren't watching his Twitch streams, but they're coming there for his YouTube content. I just think there's so much like potential there. I don't know. I'm way more, I think, to the YouTube side than I am like the Twitch side, because I've not been streaming for very long, but I'm a nerd out on both.
Yeah, it would be sweet to be able to do that. I think like I've put thought to it. I don't have the time to it, but like I think a weekly recap, maybe 5-10 minutes of just highlights from the stream and a voiceover would be sweet to just put something out on YouTube, to start getting an audience there. But at the moment I don't have time being, but that would probably be the first steps to me branching into YouTube if I did.
Yeah, I feel you. So speaking of like growing on YouTube and Twitch and everything, do you think that the reason like you're continuing to grow but you're also having your followers come back and you're maintaining a solid viewers during your whole stream, do you think it's because you play Minecraft? Do you think that's just like the Minecraft community? Because I know from personal experience, I'd try playing like an FPS game or something, and if you like aren't the best, people aren't gonna really watch you. But I feel like if you're playing Minecraft and streaming as much, especially as much as you do, I feel like that might help build up your community.
I've definitely gotten a community of people who like watching hardcore Minecraft, or at least people who just like watching Minecraft. I don't know what it would do if I switched up to an FPS game. I've been invited to play Splitgate with one of my friends, and I'm definitely down to do that. I just haven't had the time or really just the effort to coordinate, playing with him instead of doing a Minecraft stream. And also Shadow wants to do a Minecraft dungeon stream, which I used to do. When I started, I used to play Minecraft Dungeons every Wednesday. I'd have Wifey Wednesdays, and me and Magic would play Minecraft Dungeons or Stardew Valley or something like that.
Is that anything you've ever given consideration to, like changing different like games up, or even just to like give yourself a break? I don't know, how long have you consistently been playing Minecraft, like even before you started streaming? Was this something you were kind of doing on the regular? Like, do you give consideration to breaking that up, or?
I don't have any plan to like switch away from Minecraft or anything like that. That's, like I said, this is like what I would be doing if I wanted, like if the camera wasn't on and I had this same time to play video games, I'd probably be playing Minecraft. The stream is the motivation to keep the world going so long, because I know if I didn't have the camera on, I would just get bored and switch over to YouTube and watch something. That's what I did all through college instead of playing games, is I just watched YouTube and still didn't have time to get my homework done. But I don't think it would change. I definitely am not opposed to adding different games into, but it'd be on like a one-off. I don't think I would regularly put in other content.
Yeah, I feel that definitely. I think coming from like the other end of the spectrum, like we don't really, like we have like one night a week, we call it Thursday game nights, and so like we have different ideas for stuff that we want to start doing, like this, or different stuff utilizing like Twitch and streaming. But like as far as like our content, like we're just like kind of Thursday night game night, it's just like whatever we're feeling like playing. Like I know like this week we were literally talking about like, do you guys just want to play like Donkey Kong Country? Like what do you want to do this week? Like, and so like I feel like we've been trying, like we have really wanted to start getting like more of like a consistency to it. And so I think that's really cool to see that like not only do you do it just for the consistency of it, but like that you actually enjoy doing it. And that's what you'd be doing regardless of streaming or not. Because like I know me and Ben were talking about it, I'm like, how does he only play Minecraft? I'm like, I feel like I would get so bored after a while. I'm like, because I'm like I get like so like ADHD, where like I'll start building, and then like once I have like 2 little things built, I'll have this idea for a whole town. I have like 2 things built and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm done. I'm gonna get off.
So back around January, so how do I want to start this? We HCMC 100, we wanted to complete that in this world to get all the advancements, and I wanted to complete it before starting that March project that I told you about. So in December I said, all right, here's what I need to do advancement wise to get that done before March, and here's like the projects I need to wrap up before I can do that, right? I need to like, there's some advancements, you have to have some farms that make it easier to have the items you need to do it and stuff. So I was like, here's what I need to do, and I was like, okay, so I need this for this, and this for this, and this for and I had like a month of just sidetracks. Like, I'm doing this completely unrelated project so I can be done with this by next week to start this other unrelated project, so then I can do another project, and then I can get this one advancement. I couldn't tell you what they are now. My brain is so far separated from the beginning of this year. It feels like it's been 10 years and also 2 days since January at the same time.
Yeah. So yeah, speaking of Minecraft and everything like that, the recent part 1, I guess you could call it, or 1.17 came out. So it's been out for a couple months now. How do you feel about that update? You've obviously played on it a bit since. How do you feel about the game, the state of the game right now?
I was very skeptical about them splitting it into two parts. I was totally on party, just wait, just release it all at once, but take your time and just wait. But I'm honestly really glad with them releasing the first part. It is a finished update. It has so many new features when you look at it, it doesn't look like a lot of new features. But the addition of copper and the addition of moss, those alone were like 30, 40 something new blocks to have in the game. And I don't even remember everything that was in it, but I know it's actually like it's a really good bone meal farm, moss is. And moss is something I've got well over maybe 500,000 of by just having a farm in my spawn chunks now. So it's added a lot to the game that I think is really good.
How do you feel, like it sounds like obviously you've been playing for a while, but what is your thoughts on as far as like since Microsoft has bought Minecraft and kind of run it, like have you felt like it's been an overall better game with more content coming out? Like what's your thoughts on that compared to the old Java version and Microsoft now owning it?
Yeah, I think it's actually been really good since Microsoft got them. There was like a few years of the game development slowing down because Microsoft was trying to push Bedrock to be the future. And then they realized they were just losing their entire player base. So they have been getting parity back between them and getting Java updated and Java all the new features. And it's been really good for the game. That was probably part of the reason I didn't play for a few years, is because as much as I loved Minecraft, there wasn't anything new happening, and I was busy with college. Yeah. And then I came back, and I don't know if I played any 1.14, but I started on 1.15 again at the beginning of 2020, and then 16 came out, and now 17, and it's just been really good. None of the updates have been bad. Some have been controversial when they launch, but usually it's for the better in the long term.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool. It's cool to see what your point of view is, because I know I grew up with the game, and so kind of going back, I'll always see like a new update that comes out, and I might come back and I might start a world for about a week, but then I leave, and I've always wondered for like someone like you who's consistently playing it, on a weekly basis, like what is that like with the new content coming in? Like, is it something that's actually good?
I brought my sandwich. You guys can split this.
I have like a couple little end questions. I don't know if you had anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking we could have the chat ask questions too. If anybody in chat, I know we got a couple people in chat. If you guys wanted to ask any questions that are appropriate, obviously, please. I know we got some people in there that like to start trouble, but. But while we wait for them, if you want to get your...
Yeah, so I was thinking about, with as far as, I know right now it might be a little difficult, I know, like the overall underlying thing is just that with your time trying to make everything work and using that limited amount of time to keep progressing. Is there anything else that you could see for yourself in the future, obviously, if you want to say on stream, that you could see yourself maybe start implementing, or just things that you might want to start trying or doing differently with streaming or uploading to different platforms or anything like that, as far as just what you as a content creator might want to do?
Yeah, I think the short term, like once I get settled into this new job and I start getting some of my time back from being full-time from home, I think the first thing that's going to change is I'm going to have at least, 1 or 2 TikToks coming out a week to get something going out on that platform. And if I do get a lot of new time from this job, then maybe that a YouTube recap would be the first thing that I would try branching out onto YouTube with, like a weekly one, or maybe monthly, if just depending on what the time allotment is and how long it takes for that kind of thing. I haven't done a lot of editing recently. I did try YouTube back in like 2013 and 2014 for a while, but it wasn't anywhere to today's standards. So
yeah. So we got a couple questions in chat now. Dylan asked, also one real quick, Dylan, can you give Colonel a shout out too? It's !SO, and then just his @ Colonel Kohler. So make sure we just do it a bunch throughout the stream, every like 5 minutes. I don't care. Self-promote them.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, explain the process of making your merch. That's a real good question.
So I use Spring is what they call themselves now. It's Teespring is what it used to be. But my wife is my merch manager. She set up the store and all of like the basic tees, and I think she set up a mug recently and that kind of stuff. Where that's really simple of just like put an image on the shirt and drag and drop it. But this shirt and the ones like it, these are all over prints, and you have to like download a template from them and use GIMP or Photoshop. I use GIMP because I don't have Photoshop to edit in there, and you can see what part of the image is going to go in there. So the process for making this was I have like 3 or 4 styles of like these are called Colonel Spam, so it's my logo just spammed, and this one's the Pride variant, but it's just like a grid of the shirts, and then I had to like do background colors, and I had like a cool one that's like a pink fade, and it's really fun designing those. I actually take input from the chat on what's going to be the new merch every month. So I have a poll that's open from the 1st to the 15th of every month for what does chat want to see. There's usually 3 or so topics in it, and then there's a suggestion Google form that's open always that people can put suggestions in there, and that's what the next month will be pulled from that. And then my job is to filter through, find 3 or so ideas that we like and put it to a poll, and then once that gets decided on the 15th, then I have from the 15th to the 1st again to design it and upload it to Teespring. So that's a very fluid process right now.
Is that something like with each month, is that something you're only making that specific thing for the month and then you move on and make another thing, or are you adding it to a collection?
I'm just adding it to the collection right now. I see no reason to make something limited time, because honestly, it's not that I'm getting a ton of sales or anything from it. I'd much rather leave every design available forever. So if someone likes that shirt, they can get it in 3 years. They're like, or whatever, because anyone, repping merch or whatever, whether it's the current style or not, is still beneficial and still like brings fuzzies to my heart that someone would want to wear my logo.
Yeah, we'll have to get some, definitely. I know we have like ideas for some future Minecraft content, so it might be fun to maybe do some collab stuff or something.
Yeah, I told him I'd be the first one to buy every single merch item he's got, including the baby clothes. I'll give him
my daughter's already repping the baby clothes. So.
I'll give him out at a baby shower,
But will he be the first grown man to wear a baby? Repping the
sure.
baby
Yeah, probably.
That's funny.
Oh man. I think I'm trying to look. Is there anything that you want just for people to know going forward? Anything to watch out for, except for obviously to watch out for your streams coming up or anything?
Self-promote a little bit.
Yeah.
All my socials can be found at colonel.live if you want to follow me on any platform. I do a little bit of web development in my free time, and so I made a cool website.
Is that linked to the Colonel Kohler stuff, or?
Yeah. Colonel.live links to my Twitch channel, links to my YouTube, TikTok, Discord, everything.
Yeah.
So,
Dylan, if you should be able to type it. Just type in colonel.live in chat. I don't think Nightbot should ban you. Hopefully.
Yeah. But anything I do, you can find a link to it on there. I'm very active on Twitter. I spend a lot of time watching TikToks and making some, and live 6 nights a week on Twitch.
Grinding out.
Yeah. Well, this has been an awesome conversation. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down and, chat with us. I've absolutely loved being able to get to know you a little bit more, and I'm going to definitely be watching your growth over the upcoming years. I'm excited to start being a hopefully a little bit more of an avid viewer of yours to help out and stuff, and hopefully we can collab again in the future and do more stuff like this.
Yeah, for sure. Feel free to reach out. You know how to get me.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to close out with?
This if you're watching this on YouTube, link in the description to his YouTube and his Twitch. Definitely go shout him out. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Colonel. I appreciate it. But I think
no problem, guys.
I think that's it.
Have a good time.
Yeah. Well, I want to appreciate everyone for watching. Again, just to reiterate on, we got our sandwich there that we're going to share shortly after this. And it's chocolate milk, yeah.
You gotta have a chocolate milk, you know.
He wanted
Straight from the carton.
He wanted to drink that throughout, and I think he kind of forgot till just now.
It's fresh.
Want to show the appreciation for everyone watching, and show some love to Colonel, and check out his streams. He's an awesome guy, very busy and hardworking. You obviously deserve all the viewership you're getting, man, and I hope that you continue to grow, because you're down to earth. You make some awesome content. I think the hardcore stuff is really going to pay out for you, so I'm excited to see where you go with it.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and good luck to you guys on your adventures.
Will do. Alrighty, you take it easy, man.
Thank you, man. Have a good night.
See you.